Now let us take another Angakaryam which concerns the Idagamaha. And the sutram is useful when we derive certain forms which end in the nishtha affix. The sutram is 7256. 7256 Udito va. Udito va. It's a very simple sutram. It says Uditaha parasya ktva idva, which means that when following a verbal root which is udit, which has ukara as a it, the affix ktva optionally takes the augment it. Why are we studying the sutram right now? Because the present topic is not about the affix ktva. But recall 7 to 15, which has already told us that whenever a verbal root allows the augment it optionally anywhere, then following that particular verbal root, a nishtha affix does not take the idagamaha. That's 7 to 15. That will become clear as we take the examples here. But this sutram 7 to 56 does not directly concern the affix nishtha. It is concerning the affix ktva. And it simply says that if a verbal root is udit, as ukara as it, then following that verbal root, the affix ktva takes the augment it optionally. This affix ktva we have not studied in detail as yet. We'll do that shortly. For the time being, we can just use this sutram 3.4.21, which we have actually used in the examples sometimes. We will look at 3.4.21 in detail later on, but right now let us bring in the affix ktva by sutram 3.4.21. Samanakritrikayoho purvakale. We won't go into detail of 3.4.21 right now. We will take it later, but just accept this sutram 3.4.21 and bring the affix ktva following a verbal root which is udit. Let's take the example of this verbal root sham, which is shamu upashame in the divadiganaha. Very, very common verbal root. Sham means to be quiet, to be at peace, to be calm. So when we apply the affix ktva by 3.4.21, remove the it letter kakara sit sanya bala shakpatadjite tasya lopaha. So here we do have a verbal root which is udit, shamu upashame. It has ukara as it, and following that we have this affix ktva. So this affix ktva takes the augment it, the idagamaha, optionally vikalpena. There will be two cases. Is when we apply the idagamaha, then we get the form sham plus it tva by 7 to 56 udito va vikalpena it adyantau takitau. The it agamaha joins at the beginning of the term ktva, of the term tva, and then remove the it letter by takara sanya bhalantyam tasya lopaha. We get the form shamitva. That's it pakshe. When we don't do the idagamaha, because 7 to 56 is only allows the idagama optionally, so in the idabhava pakshe we get sham tva in nishedha. And there now comes 6.4.15 anunasikasya kvijjaloho kiniti. We have pratyaha which is a kit pratyaha. The pratyaya is ktva. It is also jaladi pratyaha. It becomes the takaraha. So 6.4.15 does the upada dirghadesha for the upada akaraha, because the angam is ending in anunasikaha, in the makaraha. So 6.4.15 applies now, and we get the form sham tva. And then makara gets the anuswaradesha by 8.3.24 naschapadantasya jali 8.3.24, and then we apply 8.4.58 anuswarasya yai parasavarnaha. So becomes shantva. So you get these two forms, shamitva or shantva. And this gets the prajpadika sanya by kritya samasascha, and actually in this case they also get the avyaya sanya by 1140 ktva to sun kasunaha, which we have studied the sutram 1140. This shamitva or shantva gets the avyaya sanya also. Now the reason why we're taking the sutram right now, let's see what happens when we add the nishtha affix kta following the same verbal root sham. Because sham plus kta, this is akarmaka dhatuhu. So let's use this affix kta kartari by 3.4.72. Let's use the affix kartari. Because this is akarmaka dhatuhu. So begin the affix nishtha, the affix kta, which has the sanya, nishtha sanya by ktaktavatu nishtha 1126. Let's use the sutram 3.2.102 nishtha. But in this case, just use it kartari because the dhatu sham is akarmaka dhatuhu. And remove the letter kakara sit sanya valashak patadite tasya lopaha. And now what happens is that this 7 to 15 yasya vibhasha, it prohibits the augment it, which would have been done by 7 to 35 because of 7 to 56. Because 7 to 56 told us that the affix ktva optionally takes the augment it when following this verbal root. So then 7 to 15 says that whenever a verbal root allows the augment it optionally anywhere, then following that verbal root, a nishtha pratyaya is prohibited from taking the augment it. So that is how 7 to 56 triggers 7 to 15. So 7 to 15 in combination with 7 to 56 now prohibits the idagamaha, which would have been done by 7 to 35. That is why we are studying this sutram right now, because it indirectly affects the nishtha affix. Because through 7 to 15 the idagama is prohibited. Following any verbal root which is udit, 7 to 56 prescribed an optionality, and that triggers 7 to 15, and 7 to 15 stops the idagamaha for a nishtha pratyaya. So we get sham, ta, and the same sutram 6.4.15 anunasikasya kvijjaloho kiniti. We do have pratyaya which is kit, the affix kta, it is also jaladi, it's takaradi here. So the upadha akaraha gets dirghadesha because the angam ends in a anunasika makaraha. So we get sham, ta, and makara gets the anuswaradesha by 8324 nashchapadantasya jali. Then we apply 8458 anuswarasya yai parasya varnaha, we get shanta, and shanta gets the pratipadika sanya by 1246. So this is the sutram 7256 which applies in the case of the affix ktva. It provides an optionality for idagamaha when following a verbal root which has ukara as a it. But then when we come to nishtha pratyaya, it triggers 7 to 15 to stop the idagama in the case of a nishtha pratyaya.